What's up, everybody? How are you? Coach Rowe checking in. I am going to be sharing how to feel worthy, to feel validated in life. And I've come up with 5 things that you can do to pull this off. So I am going to talk about what does it mean to feel validated? What does it mean to feel worthy? I mean, we could be talking about this in so many different ways, through work, in relationships, in any aspect of living. What or where are you not feeling validated or feeling worthy? Hey, everybody, welcome to the conversation. We're going to talk about how to feel like you're worth something. Hello? How's everybody doing? How are you feeling? How's quarantine life? And who's getting ready to watch the battle between Teddy Riley and Babyface, the re-up? Because y'all know it went crazy the other night. And the meme universe exploded, okay? Everybody was out there talking. I mean, some brilliant stuff came out. It was like comedians from everywhere. It's hilarious. So welcome to the conversation, everybody. Oh, I need a little tissue for my nose. Coach Rowe checking in, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 ways for you to feel validated, for you to feel worthy in life. But before I jump in, I just want to check in to see how everybody's doing. Hey, Charles, just saying what's up. Candace says, I'm hanging in there. I hear you, honey. A lot of people feeling similar, right? Doing what you can with what you have right now. LaShonda says your makeup is pretty, very light and natural. Thank you. Love the hair too. Thank you. My hair looks like Frederick Douglass, but I'm happy. Hello. Shout out to the Frederick Douglass hairstyle. Okay. Candace says, why wait? Is there going to be a rematch? Yes, it is tonight at 8 p.m. EST, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So right after this, we're probably going to jump off and check out the battle. I know it went bananas the other night. So let's go ahead and get this popping. How to feel like you're worth something. How many of you in the chat feel that you are challenged with that? Feeling worthy, feeling validated in life. And where in your life do you feel you're not worthy or you're not validated? I'm glad to hear you're feeling good, Shanika. Hey, Nancy. Hey, everybody, welcome to the conversation. So tell me, just, so I can do a check-in and see where people are with everything. Where do you feel like you're not worthy or not feeling validated in life? Is it in relationships? Is it in the workplace, in the marketplace, where? Hey, Rael, really good to see you in here. Hey, Tiffany. Just want to see what kind of answers flow in before I start yapping. Where do you feel like you're not validated in life? Where do you feel like you're not worthy? Hey, Renee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, well, I know it's probably going to come in. Y'all are going to start chopping it up. I heard that. I like that meme. That's cute. Hey, Harold. Okay, so let's just jump in. And then when the answers come in, we'll see what's up. So the first thing that I have written down, because y'all know I don't play with the notes. Okay. Challenge the filters and the labels that you have on life. So, for example, what have you said about, what do you feel about them? What judgments have you placed on them? And then have you started comparing yourself to those labels and filters? Because that is a surefire way to start to make yourself feel like you're either not worthy or you're not validated in doing whatever you want to do or being whoever you want to be or just showing up in life whatever way you want to show up. What filters, what glasses, how they say that you can look at life through rose colored glasses. And usually if you say that, that's like the peachy or rosier way to see life. Everything's kind of happier, kind of like a Pollyanna type of approach. Doesn't necessarily have to be that. But what filter are you looking at life through? And how are you judging it when you look through that filter? Is it mostly good? Is it bad? Is it mostly a defeating thought that you're entertaining? Do you feel empowered about the things that are in front of you? Do you extract the good or the gain from it? Or are you looking at things from the perspective of lack or doubt or defeat? I mean, that's a huge, huge thing. Whatever label that we've put on life or on people, and whatever filter, whatever we're looking through, however we're seeing things, can be huge. So if you are willing to redefine how you're seeing someone, how you're seeing something, then it can change how you experience it. Let me see what you guys are saying. Welcome to the conversation, everybody. Ulysses says, feeling great, meditating each morning. Good job. And keeping my sense of normalcy each day. I heard that. Candace says, I know I feel like that at work. I feel like my bosses don't do that. Yeah, we can only do what we can do ourselves, right? We can only be responsible for what we're contributing to our environment and how we choose to see it. I think a lot of the times, though, we get swept up. We get swept up in remote control, knee-jerk reactions, and we forget that we can choose to see things differently. We forget that we can choose to give another label to something or just take a label off altogether. We forget that we can choose to see life through another filter, right? Sometimes we just get in remote control. Watching TV can be a huge, huge way to just kind of let something else or someone else think for you, right? Give you a filter to see life through. And then you end up operating from that filter, and it doesn't even have to be your truth. LaShonda says, my last 2 workplaces, but I learned how to be more resilient and redirected my good energy instead of letting the goodness get defeated. Volunteered and honed my crafts where I was appreciated. Bless up. Beautiful, beautiful approach, right? So that's the first tip, is to challenge the filters and the labels that you have on life. And also to be careful with comparison. Because as you know, that there's the famous saying, the comparison is the devil, right? So you could be looking at somebody else's life and how they're approaching things, and it works for them. But it has nothing to do with the path that you're on particularly. It has nothing to do with your own personal soul's growth. And there may be some other experiences that you need, right, in order for you to become all of who you're capable of being, that has nothing to do with anybody else's path. As a matter of fact, if you get their path, you may fail because that's not your stuff. Right? That's not your lane. So trusting that right where you are is where you're intended to be. And then looking for the gain in that space. Right? And then taking the next best step. And then taking the next best step. And then adjusting the filter and taking the next best step. Taking it off completely and taking the next best step. Be on your path. Right? Hey, y'all. Welcome. All right. Second thing. Ask yourself better questions. We're talking about how to feel more worthy, or how to feel like you're worth something, because some people feel totally invalidated. You may feel invalidated because you just came out of a relationship, right? Feel very defeated. I don't know what could have happened to you, could have broke you down, and maybe you haven't built back up. Maybe you lost a job and you felt like your skill set wasn't valued, or you felt like who you are wasn't valued, or you feel like when you show up, people don't value you, right? So in whatever way that you're feeling like you're not validated or you don't feel worthy in life, we are tackling some tips, really some strategies to change that, because you can, okay? Hey, Dasuke, Didi, what up from Japan? Okay, ask yourself better questions, right? So instead of entertaining the limiting belief that you have or the doubt that you're carrying around, what if you asked something else? So a great question to put, or great words to put in front of it, is what if this? But what if that? What if you feel like, I don't feel smart enough to have this job or this position? Okay, well, what if you study a new skill? Well, what if you get a mentor? Well, what if instead of spending your time in this area over here in life, you take that same amount of time and you dedicate it to something else that's going to build you up, get your mind right, get your heart right, get you right in order to fill that space? Right? What if? So instead of sitting in the doubt, instead of sitting in the limiting belief, ask yourself better questions that are going to motivate and empower you to take the next best step, that are going to put you in position to feel better about who you are, to feel better about what you have to offer, to feel better about the skills that you have, because the more that you know, the more your confidence can grow, right? Hello. So pull on more skills, pull on better social circle. Are you surrounding yourself with like the wrong vibe? You know, people who see life through a jacked up filter or not. People who see things through a great filter or not. What is your social circle doing? So that can make a big difference too. Ask yourself better questions. Don't sit in the limiting beliefs. Don't sit in the doubt. What if this? What if that? To put yourself on track with more empowering thoughts and actions. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Tip 3. Bridge the gap with your behavior. Let me see how I broke this down because I know who would you like? Okay, so who do you need to be, or how would you need to be in order for you to feel more validated in what you do or in who you are, period, right? How would you act? How would you act if you were the version of yourself that you would like to be? What would you do? So it's like, what thoughts and what behaviors can you engage with that are going to bridge the gap from where you are to where you choose to be, who you choose to be, how you choose to be? What are those things? Right? Hey, y'all, welcome to the conversation. Welcome. All right. Fourth strategy. I'm not even going to call it a tip, because if you apply these things, it'll change your life. I'm giving you stuff that will change your life if you apply it. This is not, blowing smoke. This is practical tools that you can use right now to flip whatever invalidation you're experiencing on its head. Okay? Number 4, a change of your focus and attention will shift the momentum. Right? So if you have, right now is a perfect time talking about quarantine, right? If you stay focused on the news, honey, if you stay focused on anything that has you feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel small, I feel powerless, I don't know what to do, just whatever defeating thoughts that you could entertain. If you keep your focus there, what's going to happen? It's going to increase the momentum in that direction. So what you want to do is take your focus back, take your attention back from those things that don't support where you want to be or how you want to think or who you are in this moment. Where can you redirect your focus? Where can you invest? Come on. Invest your attention that is going to change the momentum of what you're experiencing. What can you put your focus on that's going to change the momentum? It's going to change the feeling that you're working with. It's going to generate a different feeling within yourself because you're giving your focus and attention in another direction. This is a way that you can feel more validated, more worthy. Put more worthy stimuli in your environment. Put things in your environment that are going to inspire you to feel more worthy. Put things in your environment that are going to inspire you to step up in another way, to see things in another way, to give your attention to something that's going to amp you up, that's going to empower you in another way. Then your momentum can increase in that direction. Right? Hey, AB, welcome to the conversation, darling. And then the last thing I want to suggest, which I think is pretty cool. Think about, and this is the way that you can feel like you're worth something. This is the way that you can feel more validated in who you are. Think about the top 3 to 5 traits. As a matter of fact, do this right now. Think about the top 3 to 5 traits that you have within yourself that you really value. Like right now, everybody that's in the chat, write down, what do you think are at least 3? If you got 5 because you love yourself, throw it in there, right? But if you think about at least 3 traits that you really appreciate about yourself, and put them in the chat right now. Because focusing on the good can increase the good. Focusing on the good can make you feel better automatically. And I'm going to do this with a couple other things too. But I want you right now to just, whoever wants to participate, throw it in the chat. What are 3 character traits that you really dig about yourself? What do you like about you? Put it in the chat. And then I also want you to think about, what are 3 character traits or 3 things that you value about maybe your top connections in life. So it could be with a family member. It could be with your spouse or your lover. It could be with a coworker or your boss. It could be with anybody. Wherever you think you have a really positive, healthy connection with someone else, name me 3 of those traits that you really value that are in those connections. So for example, I say for me, for the connections in my life that I really, really value, 3 character traits that I normally see are honesty. I like people that are honest, you know. I like people that are authentic. When I have my closest relationships, they're authentic, they're honest, and they're realists yet optimists. So it's not like we're walking around like we don't see what's cracking, like we don't know what's going on in life. We acknowledge it, but usually we're able to pull the good at some point. We're finding the gain at some point. They're not inherently negative people. You feel me? So those are like three things that I like. Let's see what John says. You generous, friendly, and humorous. Beautiful. Hey, Trey, welcome to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So focusing on your good. You can name 3 to 5 traits. If you can find 10, fantastic. Right? The more good you can pull, the more you can put more value on yourself. If you give boundaries to other people, one of the things that I've been doing and giving myself permission to do more of late is to say no when I want to say no, honey. It feels amazing. And when we put boundaries on things, right, it's usually because you're protecting something. And we don't usually protect something unless we see value in it, worthiness in it, validation in it. Hey, Nation. Nation says, my kindness, I love very hard. I want to help all if I can. And you're a doer. Bless up. Bless up. You know? So, and then what was the other thing? Okay. Also think about maybe 3 to 5 or more, but at least 3. I love to do things in 3s of your most treasured accomplishments in life. Like, what have you achieved that you're proud of yourself for achieving? And if you want, I would love for someone to list 3 of their achievements right here in this chat. Because by focusing on the good, it's going to pull out good. It's going to enable you to feel better about who you are. It's going to remind you that you are worthy. You have created value. You are valuable, right? So focusing on these things can be amazingly empowering. Let's see. Hey, Reginald. Ulysses says, Rhona, I have learned to validate myself about 7 years ago, a self-cleanse to make me happy and wake up with a positive attitude towards me in life. If I run into negative thoughts or feelings, who's giving me all this love? It's so beautiful. If I run into negative thoughts or feelings or people, I stop, breathe, and recalibrate it for myself. Beautiful. I learned that helped me. What is it? I learned that helped me cause stress would get you sick. I'm not sure that I'm reading that correctly, but I think I know what you mean by that. Thank you, Ulysses. You feel me? So these are beautiful ways. If you missed the video, please go back and check it out. We're talking about how to feel like you're worth something, how to access feeling validated in life. If you apply these very, very practical things, you can change like that. I mean, these things can truly change your life. You just got to apply them. A lot of the times I find that we'll listen to things, we'll gather the knowledge, but we don't apply it. And that's all you got to do. You know, just apply it and then be consistent. Be consistent about that application and watch your life turn around. So I hope you enjoyed today's talk. And I'll probably be coming back to you with some more stuff. I'm going to be a little bit more vocal. I got time, baby. Quarantine life. I hope everybody's well. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.